Um, I don't even know how to start with this. I can close that. That's how I'll start. We'll leave that in because why not? But I think there's more struggles on the defensive side than the offensive side. Let's start defense this time. We'll go ahead and start defense. It was just, we had, I think, one sack all game. We had two. Oh, we had three. Oh, okay. Okay, so we got some pressure on Cousins, but their line isn't the best. I don't even think they're a top 10 line. They might not even be top 15. I don't even know how to rank their offensive line. But they're not that good. So, we got a couple sacks on them, which is good. Dean Lowry literally came off unblocked and had a 9-yard loss for a sack. But we could not stop the run to save our lives. This was just an embarrassment. Cook had 4 touchdowns. 4. He tied a Minnesota record. That's how bad our defense was. That's how bad our run game was. It was atrocious. This was one of the worst games I have ever seen. I've seen not 19 seasons. I've seen probably 14, 13 seasons of Packers football. And this is one of the worst games I've ever seen. Honestly, it was.
This holiday, shop JCPenney for hundreds of deals.
Okay, I don't know why that's ruined the mood. But we just could not stop the run. Even throwing, it wasn't bad. I mean, throwing, or when Cousins threw, it wasn't terrible. It was just, we did not look good at all. Defensively, we just did not look good. Even despite 3 sacks, people could not tackle it. Cook was bouncing off of people. Even on the returns, even on special teams, the returners were bouncing off of people and going for extra yards. It's terrible. Tackling, it's a basic football, it's textbook. And you're sitting here just, bouncing off of them and, it's just atrocious. It was not, fun. Because I knew instantly. As soon as defense came on, it's okay, it's just going to crush my dreams. This is just going to, be terrible. We stopped them twice. We made them punt twice. And it's... There was 4 total possessions in the first half. 4. Between both teams, there's 4 total possessions. We knew going into this, Patton should have knew, Matt should have knew. It was windy. It was terrible. This was going to be a ground and pound type of game. And Patton was not ready. He was not ready for this at all. It makes no sense. I don't know how you don't prepare for that. I don't get it. They were talking about in the press conferences, they've been talking about weather's going to be bad. It's not going to be a good day. Kicking's not going to be fun. Throwing's going to be kind of hard. They were talking about that all week in the press conferences. And it's just like they practice for the pass. It's like they didn't even practice run. It was that bad. It was... I want Mike Patton gone. I know I'm not the only one. I want him gone. This was just... It was an embarrassment. This was a real embarrassment. I should have been gone during the NFC Championship game last year after we got demolished by San Francisco. He should have been gone then. That is when he should have been left. Should have left Green Bay. They should have fired him then and there, and they gave him an extra year. Same old thing. Same thing as last year. It's not good. Our run defense is terrible. Basically, our only run stopper is Kenny Clark. He can't do it all himself. He can't. The man got his money. I'm glad for him he got his money. But he needs help on that line. We have no pressure. Against a team like the Bucs, we had no pressure on them at all. It was terrible. And the Vikings aren't even that good. They were 1-5 going into this. They had one win. And they just walked all over us. Literally, they just walked all over us. Like Cook walked in for a couple touchdowns. It was just that bad. I'm gonna move over to the offense here. This wasn't as bad. Rodgers had to throw 41 times. I don't know why he threw 41 times. He started out, was it the first half 11 of 12, I think? Because literally the first half, both Cousins and Rodgers had one incompletion. Cousins threw 14 times. Rodgers threw basically triple that. I don't get it. We went for long balls. We went for a home run ball on 4th and 10. We, instead of checking it down, no, not really check down, but instead of doing, just a little slant or something to get us, on 3rd down to get us closer to that, first down marker, because you could tell all game they wanted to go for it because they didn't trust Mason Crosby, who was hurt, and the wind, they didn't trust the wind. They'd go for field goals and whatnot. So, they went for, 4th downs. We went for 2 for some reason, which would have been nice if it paid off. But the final drive, Rodgers got hit. They called it a fumble. We had one flag where the lineman literally hugged Tanyan, and they picked up the flag. Now, I'm not saying this is, Green Bay had some, or Minnesota had some bad calls on them, too. They had some bad calls. The refs in this game were atrocious, too. But the refs don't play defense. The refs don't play offense. The flags are bad. We could not catch to save our lives. This is literally, Adams had, 3 touchdowns? Yeah, he had all 3 touchdowns for us. That's it. No one else had touchdowns. EQ could not catch. Mercedes or MVS only had 1 catch for 19 yards. Malik Taylor had 1 for 26. Jamal Williams was, useful in the backfield and running. He had 75 yards on the day. I don't get why we don't use A.J. Dillon in the red zone. I just... I don't get Matt's play calling anymore. Last year, I didn't really think too much about it. It was fine. It was getting us to wins. We were winning enough. People were literally praising him and saying that his best game ever was against Seattle in the divisional round last year of the NFC playoffs. His best game was against Seattle, and we followed that up by doing crap in the NFC Championship game. But they were literally praising him last year for that Seattle game, and then we turn around and I don't understand half these calls. We call screens, we call bubbles, we call checkdowns on 3rd and long. We run when the box is stacked. We run up the middle right at the line. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't like his play call. His seat is not as hot as Patton's. Patton's got to get out. If we had a better defense, better defensive head coach, and we could, rely on our defense, I wouldn't be as mad at Matt and his play calls for this offense. I don't know how much Aaron Rodgers is switching up the play calls. Obviously, he did that towards the end of Mike McCarthy's career as a head coach for us. He didn't like what Mike McCarthy was calling. So I don't know if Rodgers is switching up these plays too. We'll see. I mean, there's no reports. I don't know if he's gonna come out and say something on the Pat McAfee show or whatnot. But I mean, we just did not look good at all today. It was an embarrassment, and I don't get it. I don't get why call the plays that we did. Defensively, again, we leave the flats open. This has been going on all year. This is why Kamara ran over us. This is why Cook is running over us. This is why these running backs are running over us, because we're leaving the flats open. It makes absolutely no sense. You know they're always going to check down. They're watching film on that. We're playing deep when it's 3rd and short, 4th and short. It's just, I hate Mike Pettine's play calls. I want him out. I want him out as soon as possible. We're playing San Francisco on the road next Thursday. Or this Thursday, excuse me. We have 4 days to get ready for San Francisco. And we just lost to the Vikings. A 1-5, now 2-5 team. At home. To the Vikings. It was just something needs to switch. We need change, and we need it fast. If we're gonna get anywhere near the NFC Championship game, anywhere near the Super Bowl, and not be eliminated wild card weekend, because I think the Bears are winning right now. I'm not paying attention to that game. I'm recording this review as the Bears game is on. So if the Bears win, I mean, they're what, like a game or a half a game ahead of us or whatever. I mean, then we got to fight for 5th through 7th. Then we're not even guaranteed a playoff spot. Like, Arizona's playing good. Rams are, Rams just, suck. Seattle and San Francisco are playing right now. We're going to have to battle one of those two teams for a spot. NFC East, we're fine. Saints and Bucks. I mean, there's just, a lot of teams that could make the playoffs, and it's, if we get stuck trying to fight for a 7th through or a 5th through a 7th round, it's not going to look good. It's not going to be good at all. Then you have to travel a lot. We're on the road a lot. Going places. We might have fans by then in some of these stands. Wisconsin is not going to have fans. I can almost guarantee we will not have fans during the whole playoffs. We'll see what happens with the Super Bowl. But home field advantage is real. It's helpful. It really is helpful. And they're just, Packers are just not playing well at all. This should have been a game to win. This was, I don't even want to call this a trap game because it's a rival game. Because, as I said in my picks for last week, rival games are tough. You throw logic out the window for rival games. They are way different from a normal game. This should have been one where you're coming in, you're focused. This is a team where, if you're not careful, Minnesota can all of a sudden just get on a winning streak and they can start gunning for that second spot in the NFC North, and then they can just be, in the playoffs, and we're sitting at home after Week 17. This is just bad. This was really bad. Our defense was worse than our offense, but our offense needs work too. Plain and simple. Texans, we went against the Texans because the Texans suck. They're a top 20, they're probably like the 26th, 25th team, all time, 26th to 25th team currently in the NFL. They're that bad. And I think, did the Vikings win against them? Or they lose? I don't even remember. But this should have been a game we won. This should have been a better game overall. We played. I can't even say we played down to them because we've been showing this weakness all year. I got nothing else. We're going to go ahead and wrap up. Like the video, share the video around, don't forget to subscribe, and we're out of here. It just sucks.